We can dive right in and get started for Tangible Thursdays. If it's your first time with us, don't hesitate to put your name in the comment section so we can welcome you as we always do. If it's your first time for Tangible Thursdays, we do 15 minutes of encouragement every Thursday here on Facebook Live, and I am glad to have each and every one of you with me on tonight. Put your name in the comment section so I can welcome you, so that I can tell you how much I appreciate you being with us, and I pray all is well. Hey, y'all. Hey, everyone. Happy Thursday. How y'all doing? Hey, Missionary King. Hey, everyone. Hey, Lady Scott. Listen, I just stopped by. I had a busy day. Today was very busy for me, but I did not want to miss Tangible Thursdays. I wanted to encourage you guys on tonight. Hey, everyone. Good to see you guys. Happy Thursday. I just wanted to encourage everyone on tonight. Take some time out just to welcome you to Tangible Thursdays. Let you know how much we appreciate you being here each and every Thursday. Join us if you can on Sunday 11 a.m. for our Sunday morning worship. So join us. We have some events coming up, and we are going to be sharing those, getting some flyers out to you. We have bingo night coming up. We have, I think my birthday celebration is coming up. We have a few things that's coming up, and we want to make sure that we invite all of you guys to all the wonderful things that Eden is doing. If you have not made it to the cathedral, you got to come and make it to the cathedral, because there is no place like Eden. I don't just say that because me and my husband lead there. I say that because there is authentically no place like Eden. And I hope that you guys are having a good night. Listen, I want to encourage you. You know, I had a meeting earlier today, and we talked a little bit, and I touched base with them regarding a few things. And I talked to them about how we cannot expect someone to do more or to take more accountability than we do ourselves. And I wanted to encourage you guys as I sat down to get ready to eat, and I realized it was 9 o'clock already. I realized that there's sometimes people that we guilty things, we have different circumstances, and we want to hold people to a level of accountability that we ourselves do not keep, or do not even, what's the word I'm looking for, honey? We don't even want to take accountability for ourselves the way that we want other people to take accountability. We hold them to a different standard, to a different level than we ourselves hold other people to, or hold ourselves to. And I want to encourage you on tonight. A major part of maturity is understanding that on each level that you go to, each level that you rise to, that you cannot hold anybody more accountable than you hold yourselves. Hear me. You cannot. Listen, I like to use this example. If you're upset for people being petty, then you yourself can't be petty in your own private conversations. If you're upset with people for talking about this one and that one, you yourselves can't be upset when you're doing the same thing. You're just not exposed the way they are. And sometimes I realize, even in ministry, that we go through things and we want to hold people to a standard that we ourselves are not ready to be accountable for. And you have to be careful that you don't hold anybody else to a level that you would not want to be held to yourself. I spoke to them when I had the meeting earlier, and I was talking about, I let everyone go around. As you know, we have a couple of locations. So I was at another location. I was talking to them about, holding things. And the young lady, she brought up her concerns, right? So I let her bring up her concerns. And then I said, but wait, but I heard you do the very thing that you're telling me that you want me to address in somebody else. I said, the very thing that you want me to address in somebody else, you yourself have done, and I've heard you do. So how is it that you want me to reprimand somebody else for the same things that you do? And sometimes God is dealing with us on that very level ourselves. How in the world can you want to run away from ministry and run away from accountability and run away from things because you don't like what you see, but behind closed doors, you're doing the same thing that you see other people do? How is it that you don't want people to complain and go through things, but you yourself behind closed doors complain to your family, complain to your loved ones, you complain to your friends that you think word won't get from? You do the same complaining, and you're trying to figure out why you're in the situation you're in. Sometimes because you're doing the same thing other people are doing. You cannot be upset that somebody lies if you yourself create lies of omission. My husband said it earlier. Omission of something is also a lie about something. What you decide not to say in a sentence is also a form of lying. And in the court of law, you can be held accountable for your omission to what you're leaving out of something. You may not. We have to be in a position where we understand that God is holding us accountable to our word. How can you not be accountable for the actions that you are doing, or the things that you have committed to doing, the vows that you placed in your mouth, the things that you committed to do? You're not accountable for that, but you're trying to make everybody else accountable around you. I even like to look down to, or even look at the different way that we address people. We address people that we think or that looks like they don't deserve respect and honor. We address them a certain type of way, but you want to address your leaders like that. All of that has a level of accountability and maturity tied to it. And if we're not careful, we'll get stuck in the cycle of thinking that we're better than people because they don't see our sins, not realizing behind closed doors, God is seeing all the sins that you are committing just like everybody else. That's why living right is not just in public. Living right is not just in front of people. But do you live right when nobody's watching? Do you live right when nobody is paying you any attention? Do you live right when nobody's around you? Do you say the right things? Do you hold yourself accountable? That's where God is trying to take us to. Sometimes we are in situations, we're in circumstances, we're in places, not because God is trying to punish us, but because we have not learned our lesson. So if we have not learned our lesson, it does not matter how many times God takes us out of a thing, you'll go right back to the same thing, or he'll put you right back in the same predicament until you learn the lesson that you haven't learned yet. Maybe what God is trying to teach you is stay in power. Maybe what God is trying to teach you is how to deal with people that are difficult. Maybe God is trying to teach you how to adjust even when you're uncomfortable. Maybe God is trying to teach you that it's not about doing things in your own strength but waiting on God. What if what he's trying to teach you is the very thing you're running away from? What is that the very thing that you want accountability to? What if that's the very thing that you decide that you no longer want to be accountable for in your own personal life? What if you're running from the thing that God is trying to teach you? So I want to encourage you, be careful that you don't prepare people and hold them to a standard that you yourself are not ready for. So I want to encourage you guys. You got to go back. Look yourself. I say self-evaluation is the best evaluation. You know how you got evaluations on your job. You got 90 days evaluation. You got 60-day evaluation. Sometimes self-evaluation is the best thing. Don't go and judge people based on what they're saying in their moments when you don't want nobody to judge you off of your moments. When you don't want nobody to judge you off your mistakes. Stop judging people off their mistakes. You may have been upset one week. This third week to be upset. Give them the same grace that you want God to give you. So God is trying to leave you and put you in a position where you understand that you have to be accountable to. But I want to encourage you guys, we have to be in a position that we understand that everything that we do, everything that we go through, every position that we're in, there is a lesson to be learned. And if we fail to take the lesson, he'll make us retake it in other circumstances. Be careful that he doesn't take away your chances to learn what it is and turn you over to yourself. Don't allow your mistakes to be where you become complacent or that you think that God has to give you another opportunity. He doesn't have to give you another opportunity to get it right. So why not get it right this time? Why not be accountable this time? Why not allow people to see you conquer the very thing that you don't want to conquer? What if you need to conquer your mouth? What if that's what you need to conquer? What if you need to conquer your attitude? What if that's what you need to conquer? What if you need to conquer your budgeting? What if that's what you need to conquer? What if you need to conquer those things? What if that is the test? What if that's what God is trying to show you? How to be able to deal with those very things that you think you have time to get right, or that you think is because of your circumstances you're not doing properly. What if it's that it's a pattern that God is trying to break? What if that's what he's trying to stop you from going through cycles, going through the same opportunity, going through the same circumstances over and over and over again? God is trying to tell us, don't hold people to a standard that you're yourself not ready to be shined on you. I love you guys. But we have to hold ourselves to a level that we ourselves, watch this, not only is it mandatory for us to learn, but in our learning, we have to understand that blessings are tied to us passing the test. Pass the test this time. Put your foot down. Tell the enemy, no, I'm going to stay put in what God has for me. I'm going to stay the course that God has for me. God wants you to pass the test. That's why he's giving you chances. That's why he's giving you leaders. That's why he's giving you word. That's why he's giving you accountability again. That's why he's telling you to self-reflect, because he wants you to pass the test. He's trying to warn you. Don't get off course. Don't put yourself back. Come on, some decisions we make we're paying for today. There are decisions that people have made, that I have made, that my husband have made, that people around us have made 9, 10 years ago, that we're still paying for today because we decided to make decisions out of the will of God. What am I trying to tell you? Break the cycle. Stop allowing the enemy to have room in your mind, to have room in the way that you see yourself, to have room in your ability to operate, to have room in your ability to conquer every test. Stop allowing the enemy to have so much room. We give him way too much credit. Sometimes it's not even enemy. Sometimes it's you. You decide to do something contrary to what God said. You decide to get it out of the will of God. You decided you were big and bad enough to do it because it sounds right. It looks right. It seems right. It looks like it could be right. But what if God is saying that that's not what he has for you? What if he's trying to teach you your ability to listen to him? What if that is the lesson God is trying to teach you? What if every wrong decision set us back 3 years? How many years have you lost? How many years are you going to put up with the same thing instead of breaking the cycle in your family? What if you're the cycle breaker? We have to change the way we operate. We have to change. We look at other people. We have to start self-reflecting and looking at how we handle things. I told one of the young ladies at EBR, I said, listen, you got to be focused. You got to focus on what you're here for. Focus on what you came to do. You got to focus on what God is telling you to do. Because when you get off focus, you start depending on and looking at everything around you. And that's how you get off course. That's how you get set back. I said, but if you focus on what you're supposed to be doing, then you wouldn't be so worried about what other people are doing. If you focus on what the assignment God gave you. What did he tell you? That's right, Sharice. 1 split-second decision. I always teach, and I teach everyone. I said, don't look at every situation from your own point of view. Look at it from the point of view of the others around you. How does my decision affect those around me, connected to me? How do my decisions around me affect the things that I'm dealing with right now? And then we make better decisions. Like, how did this decision to get my husband, because he's putting his feet on me, he know I don't like feet, affect how y'all gonna look at me on this live if I have to get him while I'm on this live? But I want to encourage you guys. This is the season where you have to break every cycle, where you have to be accountable. Hold people to the standard you want them to hold them to. Do what God has told you to do. What if you can lead people to do things the right way by operating the way God has told you to operate? We have to have more of a drive, a staying power, a consistency, a love, because God is calling us to the next level. But how can he call us to another level if he's saying every time I give you a chance on this level, you run, you change, you move, you get out of character, you get upset, you cuss them out, you tell them off, you get frustrated? What if God is saying you have to be steadfast, unshakable, unmovable in order for him to produce what is inside of you? What if you have only risen to the level that you're on because you are holding yourself back from everything else he's trying to get for you, because you won't stay the course in spite of being uncomfortable, in spite of not liking it, in spite of seeing differences, in spite of the things you're going through? What if it's because of you? Imagine how much, if God was to tell us exactly how the plans were before us, exactly the things we will go through, many of us will run from him. Many of us will go a different way, because it will come and he will tell us it comes with trials, it comes with situations, it comes with tribulations, it comes with stress, it comes with work. And many of us don't want to work, stress out. We don't want to stay steadfast. We don't want to be in the same predicament. We want to move quickly. We want to have our own. We want to do all these other things. And what if God is saying, if I showed you all of that, just look at where you are right now and appreciate where you are. Appreciate where God has brought you from. Appreciate and grow and take accountability so you can have your next. Listen, I love you guys. We all have something to learn. We all have somewhere where we got to be accountable for. All of us, even myself included. So I want to encourage you, be accountable in the situations. Be accountable in the places that you continue to see yourself going in cycles in. I love you guys. Stay encouraged. Remain focused. Oh, my nails do look pretty. Look at my nails, guys. Stay focused, stay encouraged. Remember, no matter what is going on, you have the ability to conquer it. Everything you need is already tangible inside of you. I love you guys. Remain consistent. Remain steadfast. Stay under the course. Stay under the course. Stay on the course. Stay under the presence of God. Stay under his grace and mercy. Don't remove from the umbrella that God has put you under. Don't look at where you are. Look at where God is trying to take you. Learn a lesson. Conquer it. Love yourself while you're in it. Love the people that are in it with you. Listen, you got the ability to conquer. You have the ability, excuse me, let me use property. You have the ability to conquer that thing. You have the ability to conquer your health. You have the ability to conquer your bank account. You have the ability to conquer those bills. You have the ability to conquer that career. You can conquer school. You can conquer generational curses. You can conquer all of that. But you got to stay accountable. You got to stay steadfast. You got to remain on the right course. And you got to stay what God is telling you to do. Stop trying to move quick, but move according. I love you guys. Have a good night. And you remember, you're blessed. And everything you need is already tangible inside of you. Have a good night.